welcome back to the channel. Barcelona have just defeated Getafe 1-0 at Montjuic. That is 7 wins out of a possible 7 for Hansi Flick's team in La Liga so far. I'm so happy that Barca continue to extend that lead over Madrid in second place. And look, today wasn't the prettiest game, but we get the 3 points and that's all that matters. But I gotta say, man, going from that Villarreal game on Saturday or Sunday to this was insane. I mean, that Villarreal game was one of the most entertaining Barca games I've seen in a long time. And this game today, man, I mean, playing Getafe is always a chore. They're one of the worst teams in La Liga. I honestly fucking hate watching Getafe play. They're dirty and they never actually go to play football. They just go to, like, just park the bus and just do nothing. Again, like, Getafe is just a boring team to watch. But I gotta say this, bro. I've been watching Barca for a really long time. I think I can honestly count on one hand the amount of Barca games that I've missed over the past 13 years. I'm not even joking. I honestly, truly I can. I don't miss many Barca games, if any. That is one of the most boring Barca games I've seen in a long time. Again, going from the Villarreal game to this, oh my God, it was crazy. But again, it does not matter. You continue to extend the lead over Madrid in second place, and these 3 points matter. Not every game in La Liga, you're going to win 7-0. We didn't do that under Pep when we had the best team ever. So it's definitely not going to happen now. So again, I'm happy that Barca get the 3 points because these 3 points are going to matter come May. I promise you they will. But yeah, man, this game today, I'm happy because it shows that Barca can win in a variety of different ways. Barca can beat you 7-0. They can beat you 5-1. They can beat you 4-1. They can blow you out. They can also beat you 2-1. Like they showed multiple times this year in the beginning of the season. And they can beat you 1-0. So I'm happy because it shows that Barca are not just a one-trick pony. They're not just like they're not just front runners. They're not a team that only can come back from behind. They can win in a multitude of different ways. They can score a goal early in the first half and then and then not concede for the whole second half. So again, I'm happy because it shows that Barca are just multifaceted this year in the ways that they can win, which is something that we haven't seen in a long time from Barca. Honestly, we definitely didn't see that under Xavi last year. It seemed like Barca under Xavi last year could only win one way. And this year, that's obviously not the case. But yeah, man, in terms of the game in and of itself, again, Getafe is always a boring team to watch. When your team is playing them, they suck. I remember the first game of the season last year, the first game of the season last year, yeah, we played Getafe and they were just fouling and being dirty. That ref today sucked, man. I kind of like, there was like 8 yellow cards that should have been given out to Getafe players and barely any of them got yellow cards. So that's obviously frustrating. But yeah, man, the game today, Lewandowski scored that goal in the first half. He continues to streak of scoring goals. And Lewandowski, man, I mean, people want me to apologize to Lewa. They always say, apologize to Lewa because you shot on him so much. I shot on Lewa based on what he did last season, okay? I thought he was one of the worst strikers in the league last season. That's obviously not the case this year. I'm never upset about being wrong about a Barca player. Does that mean I'm never upset about? Yeah, if a Barca player can prove me wrong, I'm happy. Is what I should have said. If a Barca player can prove me wrong, then I'm happy. And I'm happy that Lewandowski is proving me wrong this year because he's playing like one of the most informed strikers in the world. He's playing amazing this year. That ball falls to him in the box, and he tucks it away beautifully. And yeah, that first half, man, I mean, Barca created a couple chances. Getafe actually created a couple chances as well with their physical striker. But I think one of the standouts for me in that first half was Eddie Garcia. I think he looked a lot more comfortable as the pivot. I think, honestly, not just the first half, but the whole game, he looked a lot more comfortable playing in that pivot than he did against Villarreal. So again, I'm happy for Eddie. He looked a lot more comfortable on the ball as well in the build-up. I think the build-up also today looked really, really fluid, which is something that I like to see from that we've noticed a lot under Hansi Flick. The build-up is very fluid. Rafinha occupies the left space. He occupies the right. He goes centrally. Lamine Yamal goes from right to central to going centrally. Lewandowski as well. Sometimes he's camping in the box. Sometimes he's helping out in the build-up. So I like the fact that Barca, the attack is very fluid. It's not like a strict positional play, which I really, really enjoy. And that's something that I noticed a lot in this game. Some of the standout performers to me in this game, because again, in that second half, there's really not much to talk about. Lamine Yamal almost hit the post once and should have scored a banger. The keeper made a great save. The Getafe keeper made a great save on that ball. But other than that, I mean, Getafe maybe had a chance or two in the second half that maybe scared us a little bit, but it was nothing was really threatening, in my opinion. I think Barca's back line played well. Some of my standout players were, I think Iñaki Peña, I should talk about him first. Let's give out player ratings. I never give out player ratings, but in this game it was so boring that I might as well just give out player ratings just to do something different. So let's give out player ratings. That should be really, really fun. People are always trying to give out player ratings, so I'm actually going to do that. Iñaki Peña in goal. I'm going to give him a 7. I honestly think that might actually be harsh. I'm going to give him an 8. But he really didn't have much to do. I think he was good at playing with his feet. I think he made a big save actually in the first half. The ball was right to him, but it was actually in close proximity, and he made a big save. So I'm happy for him. Left back Alejandro Valde. I'm going to give him an 8. Again, same as Iñaki. I think he had a really sharp game going forward, and defensively he looked really good. Made some big last-ditch tackles, so I'm going to give him an 8. Cubarsí, an 8, honestly, because I think he looked good as well. I think the whole back line looked good. I think out of the 4 in the back line, Balde and Cubarsí were the 2 weaker ones. But that's because Íñigo Martínez and Jules Koundé were fucking amazing today. Both of those guys, in my opinion, get 9.5. Getting a 10 is hard. I mean, I'm like Keith, you're not going to get a 10 out of me, but a 9.5 for those two guys. Because Inigo Martinez today was fantastic, and he's been fantastic over the past couple games. He's been really, really good, man. He's been fantastic over the past couple games. So to me, he gets a 9.5 today. He made so many big tackles, made so many big interceptions, was always in the right places. His awareness and everything was amazing. He was doing really well handling that big physical striker from Getafe. So props to Inigo, because today for me, he gets a 9.5. Jules Koundé, fantastic player, man. 9.5 out of 10 to me. Those were the two standouts on the back line. And Barca's back line, like I said, was amazing. I gave Iñaki, Balde, and Koundé and Kubarsi all 8. But these two guys, man, they just stood out even more. Both of them get 9.5 from me, because Jules Koundé today, he continues to prove that he's one of the best left back, one of the best, if not the best right backs in the world. The guy's amazing. He's a stud of a player, man. What a Rolls Royce of a player Jules Koundé is. And today he showed it once again. Was really, really good going forward. Made some huge line breaking passes. He was good defensively as well. Dealt really well with Getafe's wingers. So I'm going to give Koundé a 9.5. I'm going to give Inigo a 9.5. Let's move on to the midfield. Eddie Garcia to me today gets a 9, man. I think, no, actually that's a little too much. I don't want to give everybody an 8 though, because I've never done this before, guys. I'm sorry, I'm doing this on fly. I've never given out player ratings before. I feel there's a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. What should I give Eddie Garcia? I think his first half was great. Like I said, he looked a lot more comfortable. The second half, I'm going to give him an 8, actually. Let's give him an 8. Let's give Eddie Garcia an 8. I think he was really, really good today. Again, he looked a lot more comfortable than he did against Villarreal. Casado, obviously his partner in the midfield, I'm going to give him a 9. I thought Casado was fantastic today, man. And he's actually such a bright spot for this team. He's such a bright spot for this team. God, that guy's amazing. I thought Casado was fantastic today, man. I thought he was so good. When we lost Bernal, honestly, I thought the season could have been over, because when I watched Casado in preseason, I thought Bernal always impressed me more. But Casado in possession is so good, man. He's so good in possession, and I love watching him play. So for me, Casado gets a 9 out of 10. Lamine Jamal on the right-hand side, he got man of the match today. I didn't think it was Lamine's best game per se, but again, a not so good game for Lamine. Actually, that ends a streak of a goal or an assist in however consecutive games. That's actually crazy. It's the first game in La Liga he hasn't had a goal or an assist. How insane is that? But Lamine today, like I said, La Liga gave him man of the match, but to me, I'm going to give him a 7. I didn't think it was his best game. Obviously, he hit the post one time. The keeper, like I said, made a good save on like one of those like signature Lamine Jamal, cut in on your left foot, curl it into the top corner shots. He made a huge save on that. But again, I think today Lamine, when I'm comparing him to himself and his other performances so far this year, again, my standard for Lamine Jamal is super high. I'm going to give him a 7. Pablo Torre today, I'm going to give him a 7.5. I think he looked really, really good. Obviously, he was replacing Pedri today in the lineup. Is he as good as Pedri or Dani Olmo? No, but he's a guy who can definitely go into that role and do a job. And today, I don't think he put a foot wrong. He didn't do something amazing. There wasn't like a play that I can remember that I was like, oh my God, this guy's fucking crazy. But again, he looked good. He looked decent. He did his job, and he did what he was supposed to do. So I'm really, really happy for Pablo Torre, because I hope he gets a lot more playing time on this team, because he honestly deserves it, man. He's a really, really good player. So I'm going to give him a 7.5, because again, I don't think he did anything spectacular, but I don't think he was bad either, not even close to bad. He was a contributor to the team in a positive way, so I'm going to give him a 7.5, like I said. Rafinha today, look, his tenacity is always there, always fighting for the ball. I mean, we know that with Rafinha, and he's been so good this season. Was awarded the Liga Player of the Month, rightfully so, before the game. But if I had to say Rafinha, I'd give him a 6. I'd give him a 5.5 today. I think Rafinha was one of the worst players on the pitch today. Definitely a stinker from him. He had a stinker today because he just didn't look good. He did not look good, in my opinion. Again, I'm comparing him to Rafinha. What we've seen from him so far this season, he didn't look good. It wasn't his best performance today. And then finally, striker Robert Lewandowski. To me, Lewa is going to get an 8.5. He scored the goal, the only goal of the game, got us the winner. And I think today, like I said, his build-up play was good. His distribution was good. His presence in the box, he was making good runs at times for the wingers to find him and his midfielders to find him. I think Lewa, like I said, has been good this season. I think today he gets an 8.5 from me. Now let's talk about the subs. I actually forgot the subs, so let me actually look at my phone real quick to just get the exact subs that came in so I can give them ratings as well. The subs that came in for Barca were, let's see right now, we had Ferran Torres, who to me gets a 4. Man, he did not look good when he came on. And he got like 30 minutes of playing time, and he did not look good in my opinion. He came in for Pablo Torre. You could tell there was a difference there. I mean, Ferran is just... I'm just not the best at football. I gotta say, guys, I'm not the best at football. I apologize. And I honestly shouldn't even be filming this post-match review right now. I should be in the locker room crying because I'm so shit. But again, I gotta make this video for you. But yeah, me, the shark Ferran, I take full responsibility for the game today. I wasn't good enough, and this guy needs to be sold. In all seriousness, man, enough. Like, I know I was making jokes about how me and Ferran look like. This guy needs to be sold. He's fucking awful. Then we have Pedri, who came in for Robert Lewandowski in the 77th minute. Pedri to me looked good when he came on. Obviously, it's Pedri. Did I want to see him come on? No, but he came on anyway. Then we have Gerard Martin. I don't know what Pedri, by the way, I'm going to give Pedri a 7. I'm going to give Pedri a 7. I think he had a decent cameo when he came on. Only played 14 minutes, so again, not really there's only so much we can judge, but I'm going to give him a 7.5. Then we have Gerard Martin, who only played like 3 minutes, but man, Gerard Martin, I don't know what, Gerard Martin and Hector for both of them, let's just give him 5s actually, because they were both of them came in, but man, Gerard Martin, I don't know what Hansi Flick sees in Gerard Martin. I don't know what Hansi Flick sees in Gerard Martin. Actually, no, I'm going to give Hector Ford a 6, and then Gerard Martin a 4. We're not rating them the same. Gerard Martin, I don't know what Hansi Flick sees in that guy, man. He's not good enough. He's simply not good enough. And then finally, we're going to rate the coach, Hansi Flick. I think the game plan was good today. I think Barca went in there, got the win, got a tough, gritty win, which is important. And I'm going to give him an 8. I think Hansi Flick, look, the one thing, actually, no, a 7, because you want to know why? I don't like Pedri coming on, and I don't like Gerard Martin coming on, and I also don't like the insistence of playing Lamine Yamal 90 minutes. He's clearly not well physically right now, man. Lamine Yamal is clearly limping. He's clearly not. There's something wrong with his body, with his lower body, because he's limping after every game. And to me, Hansi Flick, you got to look after your players. I mean, I understand that you want to win, and Lamine Yamal is going to put you in a position to win. Obviously, being probably the best player on the team. Not even probably. He's the best player on the team. One of the best in the world. You always want to play your best players. But man, it's just, I feel bad for the kid, because every time we see him play, he just looks like he's struggling out there. He's just struggling. Again, he's still putting in decent performances, but you can tell that these games are taking a toll on him already. And these games are taking a toll on him already. And we're only in September, man. It's not even October yet. The season just started. So again, if you want Lamine Yamal for the long term and for the long term health of this club, you should start resting him a little bit more. I would love to see him not be a starter against Osasuna, a game that we can easily win without Lamine Yamal. I would love to see him not be a starter, because again, you got to think about this kid in the long term. You rested Pedri today, rest Lamine Yamal for that next game, okay? Because please, we need it. We need it. And these federations are not going to cut down on the game, so it's up to you, the manager, to save to save some of our players for later on in the season. So that's just my thoughts, man. Like I said, we did match review today. We did a match review, like a short match review. Then we did player ratings. It was a fun match review, but again, like I said, there's only so much we could talk about in this game, because it was honestly one of the most uneventful Barca games I've ever watched in my life. But you guys let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the game. Let me know your player ratings for every single player that played today. Let me know what you agree with, disagree with. I always love to hear in the comment section down below. Thank you to everybody who came out to the stream. It was an amazing stream, man. I love every single one of you. It actually made the game a lot more watchable and a lot more entertaining being in the chatting with you guys. So thank you guys, everybody who came out. And yeah, man, I love every single one of you, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.